Hey there everybody, Scudder here today, and today I'm going to do the final video of the garden for this season. What do you guys think about my fancy cap here? You guys like that? One of the ladies in one of the Yahoo groups that I run made those for me and sent them to me because I told her it was so hot out here this year and I was having such a problem with sweat pouring in my eyes. So she was very kind and she made me these hats, and I think they're pretty cool. Well, the video today is going to be basically my last video on the garden, and I got to be honest with you guys, this year the garden just did not do very well at all. We've had too much heat and very little rain all season, and the bugs have been really bad this year. So I'm going to take you on just a video tour real quick of the remainder of the garden, and we'll show you guys what the outcome was of the garden and what it looked like, and you guys can see for yourself. So here we go. Alright, here's one of my cucumber plants, and this is one of the plants that got infested with the squash bugs. And you can see I do have some blooms trying to hang on, but you can tell the condition of the plants are not very good. So I just don't think that they're going to last. But it was a good shot anyway. Peppers here, you guys can tell on the peppers. I did get a good bit of banana peppers out of this crop this year, but now I think the heat's gotten to them and they've pretty much played out. I think they're going to do just about all they're going to do this year. My Cubanella peppers didn't do good at all this year. I really haven't gotten anything hardly at all on them. I do see this one is putting on some blooms, but I think it's been so late now, I don't think they're going to do anything. Here's some of my tomato plants, and you can see the problem I'm having now is that you guys can tell the bugs are eating them up pretty bad. And I have dusted with everything I can think to dust, and the bugs just have been so bad this year that they've pretty much ruined most of what I had. Here's some other ones. I think what I'm going to do with the rest of these is these that aren't eaten, I'm going to go ahead and pull them off and just let them ripen up in the house, because the plants have just about petered out. See, you can see more there. They're getting eat up pretty bad. So I think I'm just going to pull the rest of them and let them ripen up in the house and then call it a day, so to speak. This is another cucumber plant. We did get a couple of cucumbers off of this, but again, the squash bugs got in it and pretty much decimated it. These are my bell pepper plants. Now actually these are still hanging on and doing fairly well, and they're putting blooms on and trying to grow some bell peppers. So right there. So I'll probably hang on to these for a while longer and see if we can't get at least a few bell peppers out of the deal. If nothing else, I can make a pot of spaghetti or something with them one night. So they're doing all right. My beans, here's some of my beans, and these are the beans that I planted in the tubs and in the cardboard box. And these are actually doing semi-okay. I think what I'm going to do on the beans, see that one there, and you can see they're trying to pod out a little bit. What I think I'm going to do on these, there's another one over there, is I'm just going to let them grow, and I'm just going to harvest the seed, and I'll have seed for next year. There's not going to be enough really to make a mess for supper, so we'll let them grow to seed, and we'll take the seed and save it for next year. More tomato plants. Sad little tomato plants. Tomatoes just did not do good this year for us down here at all. These right here, all of these, I've watered them faithfully every day. I've loved them, I've hugged them, I've talked to them, I've sung to them, I've begged them, I've pleaded them, and they just will not do anything. They're trying to put out some little blooms, as you can see, but they basically have just not done well at all. and I think it's due to the heat and lack of rain here. It's rained about once every 3, maybe 4 weeks here, and that's it. And even though I've been watering them by hand, they just haven't been able to survive. So I think probably what I'm going to do is end up just letting these die out, and I'll pull them up and then put the soil up. Watermelons, even though I did get some vines to grow, they're not doing very well. They're not vining out, and I think that's probably largely due to being in the pots. So that was an lesson learned on experiment, that with watermelons and probably even cantaloupes and stuff, they really need to be in the ground and not in pots. Now these are some of my beans, and you guys can see back here, these are my white runner beans, and actually those are doing pretty good. It's on the back side too. I don't know if you guys can see too well, but those are doing pretty good, and those I put in a flower box and planted those in the ground, and those are actually doing quite well. And I'll walk over here and show you these too. These are some of my green beans, and they're actually doing pretty good in the ground too. I did the same thing, took a wood box, made a planter out of it, and those are doing pretty good. So I'm going to just let those go to seed if the pods come up well enough, and we'll have seed for next year. So anyway, so that kind of gives you guys an idea of how the container gardening went this year. It was really odd because last year I had a great harvest last year, but we also had a good amount of rain last season, and it wasn't near as hot. It started hitting the upper 90s in March here, and it's been in the hundreds ever since. So this has just not been a good year for gardens, and especially not container gardening. So next year I'll probably do some more container gardening, just because I actually enjoy the aspect of container gardening. But I do believe that next year I will plow the field next year, and the main part of my garden will all be in ground next year instead of trying to do container gardening. So anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope your gardens have done well this year. I've enjoyed making the videos for this year, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys next year. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.